The Adirondack Park in New York State consists of an area of 6 million acres of land, mountains, rivers, and interconnected lakes. The area is equivalent in size to the entire state of Massachusetts. Article 14 of the New York State Constitution mandates that these lands must remain forever wild. In the center of this vast area is the Cortland College Outdoor Education Center. It consists of 2 instructional locations. The more remote location, Huntington Camp, is accessible only by water. The second, the Antlers facility, is on the mainland. Both of these sites are used year-round for a variety of programs. One of the unique programs of the center is the Outdoor Education Practicum of the Recreation Education Department of the State University College at Cortland. Students participate in a 2-week session as part of their undergraduate academic requirement. Arriving from most areas of the state and from other states, they unload their gear at the Antlers facility and ready it for transport across the lake to the Huntington camp. On arrival at Huntington, they are assigned to quarters, unpack, and move among the unique buildings of the center. The Huntington Camp, originally known as Camp Pine Knot, was the first of the luxurious great camps built in the central Adirondacks in the 1870s by William West Durant. Durant initiated a new form of architecture to the Adirondacks. The original Adirondack Lodge was a huge, normally white building with gingerbread decoration. Durant utilized the native materials of the Adirondacks, the logs and bark, to construct a series of unique buildings that was to affect Adirondack architecture into the future. The door of a lodge that was used as a guest room for the adult guests at Pine Knot is an excellent example of Durant's innovative style. Notice the use of birch bark to decorate the door, blending the structure into the woodland setting. Durant utilized bark and twigs to create the emblems we see on this building: music, games, and love. This, incidentally, is the first known building in which knotty pine was used for interior decor and to provide a rustic feeling for the structure itself. Durant also had a bit of an ego. If you look closely, you will see the W.W. Durant monogram in the logwork at the top of the window. It's a learning experience for the students to see the craft work and recognize the time taken to locate the individual pieces of wood that make up W.W. Durant's initials. Another unique feature of Durant's architecture was the use of covered walkways. This is unusual, as he constructed each building for a separate function. Then, to protect his guests, he constructed the walkways to protect them from the elements as they walked from one building to another. A new architectural twist by Durant is displayed here, as he constructed a bay window, the only location on the point where he used the leaded glass windows. These windows are over 100 years old. His ingenuity in the use of bark, combining bark with log construction, presented a camp that became known throughout the world. However, in 1895, Durant sold the camp to Collis P. Huntington. Following Huntington's death in 1900, the camp was closed for almost half a century. In 1948, by a special act of the state legislature, the Huntington family gave the camp and its adjoining acreage to the State University College at Cortland for use as an outdoor education center. Part of the instructional program for the recreation majors is the understanding of the history of these museum buildings. On arrival at the center, and to ensure continuity of the program, and to ensure that the students understand the safety procedures essential for their continued living at the remote center, they undergo an orientation program. One of the prime concerns at the center is the possibility of fire. Students are assigned as members of the volunteer fire department and man fire stations should a fire occur. The camp has a unique water system built by Carlson B. Huntington, an 80-foot tall water tower. Water is pumped from the lake, and the gravity feed system supplies the camp during the summer. The immediate goal of the Recreation Education Practicum is to develop in participating students an attitude of appreciation for the natural resources. To do this, there is a sequence of skilled training sessions that are conducted prior to the 6-day wilderness canoe or mountain climbing trip that is part of the required program. To prepare the students for these excursions, students are organized into committees and into instructional groups to learn the basics of weather observation, nature study, canoeing, and basic campcraft skills. The center has 7 miles of trails on its lands. These trails are utilized for the skill and knowledge training sessions that will precede the wilderness trip program. Students are introduced to the flora and fauna of the Adirondacks. Since many have had little experience in the woods, map and compass and orienteering instruction is vital. The center has an orienteering course that is used to apply and reinforce their newly acquired skills. Nature classes introduce the students to the Adirondack wilderness through discussion and identification of trees, plants, animals, geology, and geography. Other topics covered on the